Gentlemen, welcome back once again. Happy to have you here. We're going to talk a little bit about relationships today. Now, this is a very big topic, and I couldn't possibly cover it all in one little video. But I'm going to try to give you some basics that I've learned over the years, and ones I wish I'd known back when I was 20. Might help you at 30, might help you at 40, might help you at 50. Because after doing more research, comparing it to my own experience, it seems like these are some good universal truths to live by, to help you from getting in sticky situations with the wrong people. Because guys, if there's one thing that can cause you the biggest issues in your life, the biggest problems, the biggest energy drains, it's being in the wrong relationship. If a business partnership can get you in trouble, a romantic partnership can get you in a whole lot of trouble. And I've had both. Maybe you have too. And that experience is something you should draw from, but if you find yourself again and again in the same cycles, it's because you're not learning the lessons. And I went from these cycles of dating these women and having these seemingly fine relationships, which at the time seemed great, and they were my definition of love. I love you, honey. And for me, it was the biggest love I had felt outside of my family. Then realizing again and again that I was out of alignment. And the suffering that caused, not only for myself but for them, was extreme. And the time, and the energy, and the money, the emotional drama. When I look back at it, I could have fast-tracked my path to happiness had I just paid attention to some of these universal truths. So let's get into it. Gentlemen, if I can give you one word of advice when it comes to romantic relationships, it is that you need to stop looking for one. That's right. Completely stop looking for a romantic relationship. I'm going to try not to get too esoteric with all of this or metaphysical, although, as you might realize by now, it's my tendency, because I believe that's how the world works. I'll try to keep it as simple as possible. But if you want to go deep, connect with me. We can do that too. But in simplistic terms, when you go looking for a relationship, you are forcing yourself upon the world instead of letting happenstance, synchronicity, divine chance, the way of things just happen to lay the way they should. You're forcing your way instead of letting it be. When you're forcing, it means you're looking for something. And if you're looking for something, it's a declaration that you don't have it. And by forcing yourself, you will easily get into situations where you will convince yourself that you have the right thing. If you go try to date on these dating apps, you go try to pursue somebody, or maybe you're attracted to them, but it's not flowing. It's not fireworks. You're not bumping into each other by chance. It's not just kind of showing up. You're trying to make it happen. You are the pursuer. You're going to get your prize. Well, if you do, you'll get this sense of victory. You find that hot chick on Tinder or what have you, hook up, go on some dates. If you try really hard, you can love anybody. Some people, it doesn't take that much trying, especially if they're hot, right guys? The problem is, you can find yourself in a 7 out of 10 relationship thinking that it's 10 out of 10 because you're starstruck, because the sex is great. Because you don't have to be alone with yourself anymore. Because there's something to do. Because there's a distraction. Because I've got a girlfriend. Check it out. And there is a great soul inside of everyone underneath the garbage and the programming. So I'm not saying that you can't have connection with people. But if you're trying, if you're really forcing it to happen, guys, you're going to be in a 7 out of 10 relationship before you know it. Maybe you're in one right now. Now let's describe this grading system. What is a 7 out of 10 relationship? Well, it's one that's pretty good. Seems pretty good. You get along with this chick, some things work out, our friends aren't too annoying, maybe they're kind of cool. You can Netflix and chill together, maybe you go on walks together, maybe you even share a bunch of hobbies together. But maybe it's just a little bit flat. Does this person let you be everything that you are? Now, this is where we get it confused in society. People say, well, you just need to be yourself, and I need to find someone else who will let me be me. That is true to a point. They should let you be your authentic self, which I can guarantee you isn't you most of the time. That's why you're here. That's why you're here on Earth. That's why you haven't graduated from this whole thing. It's because we're all still learning. But when you meet that person where it's fireworks in dialogue, and there's this irresistible connection where the universe is bumping you together, and it seems very obvious that you should be together, but it's challenging in a different way, where they point out your lesser self and call your higher self forward, where she breaks your throne and cuts your hair and helps turn you from a boy into a man, from a prince into a king. That is where the 10 out of 10 relationship can bloom, where your partner is making you the best version of yourself. Gentlemen, if you are in a relationship right now where your partner isn't making you the best version of yourself and calling that forward constantly, you're in a 7 out of 10 relationship. Maybe it's 6 out of 10. Maybe it's 8 out of 10. Maybe you connect on a lot of things. I can promise you it's not 10 out of 10. A 10 out of 10 relationship definitely has its challenges. But its challenges aren't external in the fighting with each other. They're not these grudges you hold with each other. They're not these bitternesses you have with each other. The 10 out of 10 relationship struggles are the ones where you are constantly faced with your shadow, and the reflection back is you're being a boy. I want a man. Because every divine feminine, every queen wants a man. And that process of calling you forward, of you shedding your old skin, of you growing up, of us maturing, it's not easy. It's not an easy process. Your mom's not going to do it, your dad's not going to do it, your friends aren't going to do it, some online coach isn't going to do it, although it might help. But your partner, your divine partner, your soulmate, your 10 out of 10, the best possible result. Yeah, that's going to call your best version forward. That's how you're going to become a king. But I'm telling you guys, you don't go looking for it. It comes looking for you. It will come knocking at your door. It will seem like magic. And if you've got a checklist this big of things you want from your relationship, this 10 out of 10 one is going to check every one of those boxes, and then boxes you didn't even know existed, you didn't even know you wanted, and you will be brought to tears at how beautiful it is. Again and again. And that's when you'll start to realize this is a 10 out of 10 relationship. But the problem comes when you go looking for it. Because if you go looking for it and you're not ready, which is defined by you looking for it, you will manifest, you will bring into your life something that is not quite right because you are half-baked, you're not quite right, and so you will attract another. And you can love everybody. There's degrees to love, guys. But if you're in a relationship where your counterpart isn't constantly calling the best out of you, you are in a 7 out of 10 relationship, and it's better to divorce, to separate, to get out of it now, because even if you are just by yourself, you'll be able to free up the space around you to focus on self, to focus on your self-improvement, to the point where your divine counterpart will manifest. Fuck, I'm getting a little bit esoteric. What I'm trying to say in simple terms is, if you're the driver in your life and you've got a 7 out of 10 relationship, that means somebody else is sitting in the passenger seat. That means that the divine counterpart has nowhere to come and sit because the place is being filled with someone who's kind of cool, maybe they're awesome, but they're not calling the best out of you. They're not helping your soul advance. They're not constantly a reminder of your higher self, of the fact that you are more than this flesh and bone. They're not opening your heart again and again and again. Here's the tough part, guys. You don't know what you don't know. And so the hard thing is if you're in a 7 out of 10 relationship and you're really not analyzing it, it can be the best you've ever had. And because it's the best relationship you've ever had, you say, well, this must be a 10 out of 10 relationship. I'm not even going to think about it. This is the best I've ever had. It's great. She cooks for me. She cleans. She blows me. She gives me back massages. Oh my God, it's so wonderful. Guys, know thyself, self-analysis. This whole group is going to be about creating a reflection so that you can see yourself. It's not about trying to change anybody. I'm not trying to change anybody. I'm trying to create a shiny mirror so that hopefully you can look into it and see yourself, your own situation, so that you can wake up into your own life, look around and say, is this 7 out of 10? Now the tough part comes, guys. If you're going out and you're pursuing these relationships and you're ending up in 7 out of 10 relationships and they're taking up years of your life, and yes, you're probably learning from it and that's a great thing, but guys, the pain and agony of having to break up with them, the energy it takes, the time it takes, it is not worth it. You know what is worth it? Being on your own with yourself, learning how to be okay with yourself and focus on self-improvement. Because the way I believe it works is that you don't manifest or attract what you want, which is an acknowledgement of a state that you do not have it. It is to say, I do not have it, I want to get it, which is a lack state. Instead, you manifest what you are. If you have a wealthy mindset and you feel wealthy, you will attract wealth. If you pursue self-love and wholeness, what do you think you're going to attract? Love, wholeness. It will come knocking at your door undeniably. And so what I would say is free up that passenger seat next to you in the car. Be okay with it being empty. Practice getting stronger. Practice getting more knowledgeable. Practice getting more humble. Practice knowing yourself. Practice semen retention. Practice cultivating your power. Practice not needing anything else. Do you know what's sexy to women? Not needing them. A boy needs a woman, a breast to suck on, somebody to pat them on the back and say, you're fantastic, you're great. You know what a king doesn't need? Doesn't need that. He's a king. And if you can have that self-love, it will come to you as a gift from the universe. You'll be a magnet for the right woman, for the higher caliber woman. That doesn't mean a woman with more money, more power, higher status. Don't look for one with the better job. Don't think, how is she going to support? Don't look for any of that. Is it fireworks when you talk? When you're together, does it feel like you've known each other forever? Is she breaking your throne and cutting your hair and calling the best version of you forward? And when you are acting as your little self, your little boy self, being a bit messy, being a bit of a slob, not being disciplined, not dealing with those problems, those debts, not being ambitious, not pushing yourself, not articulating your dreams, not bringing your dreams into this world, not holding yourself and others in high regard, not being humble, not stepping into your power. Is she calling you forward? Because if she's not, it's not a 10 out of 10 relationship. And guys, as far as any of us know it, we have one life here. As far as any of us really know it, we have one life here as me, as this person, as Alexander, as enter name here. If you've got one life here, don't you think it's a worthy pursuit to find that 10 out of 10 relationship? Do you think you're going to find your soulmate if your 7 out of 10 who's lovely is sitting in the passenger seat? It's not going to happen, guys, because you've got a placeholder. Because just in case I've got, and then you're looking over your shoulder at all these other Gentlemen, it's about confidence. It's about moving with strength. I know some of you are watching this right now thinking, fuck, I'm in a 7 out of 10. It's not to say the other person is bad. That's not what I'm saying. Not the right fit for you. You can love anybody. You can love anybody. But not everybody is going to call your greatness forward. That's what I'm talking about. That's the 10 out of 10 relationship. And you're worthy of it. You're worthy of the very best. And I say this because when you find your queen, you'll become a better man. You'll be on that pathway to becoming a king. And she might just be on her pathway to becoming a queen as well. But guys, don't get stuck with damsels looking for saviors. Don't go in as the bravado knight trying to save anybody. I've done it too many times, guys. I'm sure you have too, where the doughy-eyed woman is looking at you saying, save me, save me. And it feels good to save them because you feel powerful. And God, when you mix in the physical part, the sexuality, it all gets more confusing. Because it feels fantastic, because it's great, because there's the raciness. But once it's done, the bits in between, is it a bit flat? Would you kind of rather hang out with your buddies than your lady? If you would, it's not the right lady. 10 out of 10 relationship, guys. Your partner is your best friend. That's boiling it down. That's keeping it simple. If the person you're with, the partner you're with, isn't your best friend, you're definitely not 10 out of 10. If the partner you're with isn't your very best friend, you gotta break up. You gotta get a divorce. Divorce. And I'm sorry, these words are... can shake you to your core thinking you need to change the course of your life. But if you don't do it now, you're just living a lie. And the problem with that is this is your fucking life. It's your life. Do you think you should have to sacrifice? I don't. I don't. Because no matter what troubles you need to go through with this breakup, this divorce, for those it applies to, it is worth it because the version of you on the other side you will respect more. For having made the choice in alignment with your higher self, your truer self. And the version of you that stays in a relationship where you are not your fullest, knowing it's not doing that, are you a king? This whole group is about becoming kings, the archetype of the king. Kings don't settle for being married to damsels or dating damsels. And it might be fun while you're a prince, but are you trying to be a king? Don't go looking for it, guys. It'll come looking for you. Focus on self-love. Make sure that the passenger seat is available for your 10 out of 10. And don't go trying to fill that seat. It's not up to you. It's up to powers bigger than you. You're not in control of these things. What you're in control of is finding your heart, finding your alignment, becoming the best version of yourself, falling in love with yourself, being in love with yourself without anybody else needing to pat you on the back. That is strength. That is power. That is a magnet for your soulmate, for the right person to gravitate towards you and see that confidence where I don't need you, but it's fireworks when we're together. And so I think we should give this a shot because this is what everybody's looking for. This is what they're talking about. I can't stop talking to you. I can't stop thinking about you. And it's past obsession because once they feel comfortable, they point out your shit and you're going to point out their shit. And everybody's so busy looking for, when I say 10 out of 10 relationship, I'm not saying this person's going to come to you completely whole without their issues. Au contraire, it's not going to work that way. they're going to come to you with as many shadows and issues as you have, and it'll look like more issues than you have because you're not aware of all your own shadows. And so you'll say, operating from ego, you'll say, wow, this person's got some issues, but you know what? It's fireworks and she's super hot and things really are groovy and it's magnetic and she's calling me on my shit and that's kind of scary, but it kind of feels good. There's a connection. I see a fieriness here. It's beautiful. It's passionate. It's energetic. I'm not bored. So key. Not bored. But she's got some issues. Her issues with her past dating. Oh, she's been with too many guys. Oh, this. Oh, that. Oh, she's not evolved here. Oh, this is kind of an... Oh, this is... Keep your heart open, because the mind and the eyes will see the surface level shit and try to point out the issues. The heart is what will help you connect with that 10 out of 10. I'm talking 10 out of 10 relationship in that it's a 10 out of 10 fit. Not that the person comes to you 10 out of 10 fully realized and whole, because if that was the case, guys, no one would be in relationships except for fucking ascended masters and top tier emperors. That's probably not us. We're on the path. We're on the path of awakening, of becoming our best. And so you will find your partner who's also on the path. Don't be afraid when you see these issues bubble up, because the way it works is when you connect with your partner, their issues will bubble up and you are there to hold safe space, safe, firm ground. The divine masculine's role is to be a mountain upon which others can climb to their success. It is to be the firm soil, the hands of the divine. Do you know what the woman's job is? The divine feminine? Well, it's the opposite of stability, I'll tell you that. It is the sea. It is the ocean. It can be seen as chaos sometimes. It can be seen as ever-changing. A woman is, at her core, connected with her menstrual cycle. It's something we don't talk about much in society as men. But what that means is that she is constantly going through seasons of her life. There is the spring of her life. There is the summer of her life. There is the fall of her life. There is the winter of her life. And the cycle continues. And it is linked up with her menstrual cycle. And her emotions will change during that time. Her desire for affection will change during that time. Her energy levels will change during that time. Her apparent sanity and logic will change during that time. All of these things will change. And if you don't understand that, gentlemen, it can drive you fucking crazy. A woman is the ocean. The man is the shore. Stable, steady, constant. It should be noted, too, that I'm talking about the masculine and the feminine and a man with a woman in a very traditional sense, though I support every type of relationship. And I'm talking more about the divine masculine and divine feminine inside of a man or a woman. It can be both. Just as a disclaimer. Everyone's welcome here. Love to all. But this duality of divine masculine and feminine is a dance. And if you're finding that your relationship is flat, it's because you probably don't have the right polarity. If you're finding that you're not attracting women, it's probably because you're not embodying your divine masculine. Because when you are in your divine masculine, you are magnetic. When the chaos comes or the shit hits the fan and you're freaking out like a little sissy bitch, like I have been many times, it's not very masculine. We can even think that the idea of going to war is masculine. Men fight, men battle. Men are stable. Men are unfazed by the happenings of the world. Men, as the ocean is crashing during a thunderstorm, dark, stormy night, which will happen again and again and again and again and again and again, the man is foundational, saying, I love you, I'm here for you. And then when the man is being too stagnant, the woman is the one to churn the sand on the beach, to throw some logs at it, to change the shape of the beach, to get the beach to move a little bit. Because otherwise, guys, we'd be fucking just flatlining it. So that's the basic dynamic of the feminine and the masculine. Focus on cultivating your masculine energy. Focus on knowing yourself. Focus on learning more about yourself, about spirituality, about strength, about wisdom, about all this stuff. Getting a handle on your finances, everything. A handle on your finances is stability, is strength, is a masculine quality. Learning about yourself so that you know your own shadow and you can face that shadow calmly. That's super masculine. Becoming a strong friend, tribe member with a group of people where you've got a collective cause and you're working on getting better together. Super masculine. Rites of passage, going out into nature, going camping, being physical with your body. All these things. Starting a business. Becoming upper level management. Being successful, striving, building. All very masculine stuff. Feminine qualities. The nurturing. The emotional, which, guys, it can seem like it's a lot of trouble at some points. Thank God women are emotional, because we would be fucking just limp sticks. The women's emotion, just it's beautiful. It stirs something up, but it's you got to see it that way, and you will. But if you feel like your relationship is flat, you are in a 7 out of 10 relationship, maybe it's a 4 out of 10 relationship. I'm telling you guys, end it now before any more of your precious time here on earth is wasted. Because if you are not working on self-love, happy, and you're in a relationship that drains you, which you need to really analyze it to say, is this draining me? If it's not 10 out of 10, I guarantee you it's draining you. Because you're going to feel that it's out of alignment. You're going to feel it's not quite right. You're going to say, fuck, this is my life, and it's not quite right. And the sacrifice you do for other people to hold it all together for the kids, I get it. It's a very noble cause. And you need to do for your life what feels right, but you do deserve the very best. And even being on your own, if you respect yourself more because you're not in a situation where you're sacrificing yourself, your kids, your friends, everyone around you will see that you've made that change. They will see you start to glow and start to grow and start to climb, and that will be worth it. And it will be hard. It might be the hardest thing you've ever done in your life. But we're made to do hard things. That's why we came here. And in that you will learn a lot about yourself. But on the other end of it, you will have more self-love, more self-respect. You'll be in that driver's seat with the passenger seat wide open, and you'll be cruising and getting stronger and stronger. And all of a sudden you'll look over and your partner will be there. And you'll know you're there. You'll know. It won't be boring. You won't want to always go hang out with the boys. It's not going to feel flat. You're not going to feel like your life isn't advancing. It's all going to feel like it's going in the right direction, and it will be hard. It will challenge you. She will dig up your shadows. You will have to hold steady ground as she goes through hers, and together you will enter this beautiful dance that is a soulmate relationship. And dance as long as it feels right. Dance as long as it's filling you up. And have the awareness to know if it is or it isn't. And guys, I say this with a heavy, full heart for your situation. None of this is easy. The single most important decision you can make in your life is the partner you keep next to you in that passenger seat. Take it seriously. Don't go hunting for it on dating apps. If you're longing for it, ask the universe for a great love until whatever God you believe in, or if you don't believe in any God, make a promise to yourself. Say, I am willing to sacrifice my 7 out of 10s as placeholders. I'm willing to sacrifice my physical, sexual happiness for a while. I'm willing to sacrifice it all in the trade of a perfect, beautiful, grand love, a great love. Ask the world for a great love. Write down a list of all the things you're looking for. Try to dig deep, past the superficial. What are you actually looking for in a life partner? And then once you've written the list and you've asked for a great love and you've made your commitment, your intention is set it aside and then focus on yourself. Can you be healthier? Can you be smarter? Can you be more humble? Can you reach further? Can you dream greater? Can you lead for more integrity? Can you work towards greater alignment in your life? Can you learn about self-love? And if you focus on those things, I promise you guys, your partner will manifest. They will materialize. They will show up knocking at your door, and you will say to yourself, I don't need anybody. I don't need anything. I am whole into myself. Hey, this chick won't go away. Why is this? Yeah, she's really cool. But I'm working on me. There's a lot of fireworks with this chick, and she's super good looking. I've got this attraction to her, but focusing on me, focusing on self-love, and it will click. The synchronicity will be there. You'll say, oh, this is a gift for me because of my state and where I'm at, and I didn't have to go looking for it. It came knocking at my door, and if it is meant for you, it cannot miss you. That is how this world works. It is more perfect than we can imagine. Focus on becoming whole. Focus on becoming love, and love will come to you. Good luck out there, guys. Thank you. Peace.